Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A usually secretive or illicit sexual relationship. The act of sharing in the activities of a group. The condition of sharing in common with others, as fellows or partners, etc. A sense of concern with and curiosity about someone or something. A connection of inclusion or containment. He escaped involvement in the accident. A usually secretive or illicit sexual relationship. A vaguely specified concern. It is none of your affair. A vaguely specified social event. The party was quite an affair. A usually secretive or illicit sexual relationship. A usually secretive or illicit sexual relationship. Close or warm friendship. The absence of fences created a mysterious intimacy in which no one knew privacy. A usually secretive or illicit sexual relationship. A feeling of being intimate and belonging together. A usually secretive or illicit sexual relationship. A channel for communication between groups. He provided a liaison with the guerrillas. A mutual promise to marry. The act of giving someone a job. Contact by fitting together. The engagement of the clutch. The act of sharing in the activities of a group. The teacher tried to increase his students' engagement in class activities. A hostile meeting of opposing military forces in the course of a war. He lost his romantic ideas about war when he got into a real engagement. Employment for performers or performing groups that lasts for a limited period of time. A meeting arranged in advance. Marked by elaborately complex detail. The action of unfolding something. The act of sharing in the activities of a group. The process of raising a quantity to some assigned power. A long and intricate and complicated grammatical construction. Reduction in size of an organ or part, as in the return of the uterus to normal size after childbirth. The act of sharing in the activities of a group. The condition of sharing in common with others, as fellows or partners, etc. Be on the mind of. A reason for wanting something done. In the interest of safety. Be of importance or consequence. A diversion that occupies one's time and thoughts, usually pleasantly. He counts reading among his interests. The power of attracting or holding one's attention, because it is unusual or exciting, etc. They said nothing of great interest. A sense of concern with and curiosity about someone or something. An interest in music. Law. A right or legal share of something, a financial involvement with something. They have interests all over the world. Usually plural, a social group whose members control some field of activity and who have common aims. The iron interests stepped up production. A fixed charge for borrowing money, usually a percentage of the amount borrowed. How much interest do you pay on your mortgage? Excite the curiosity of, engage the interest of. A relationship involving sexual intimacy. Action taken by a group of people. A state at a particular time. The current status of the arms negotiations. The relative position or standing of things or especially persons in a society. He had the status of a minor. The procedure that is varied in order to estimate a variable's effect by comparison with a control condition. Develop a child's or animal's behavior by instruction and practice, especially to teach self-control. Specify as a condition or requirement in a contract or agreement. Make an express demand or provision in an agreement. The state of good health, especially in the phrases in condition, or in shape, or out of condition, or out of shape. A state at a particular time. A condition, or state, of disrepair. Usually plural, a statement of what is required as part of an agreement. The contract set out the conditions of the lease. An assumption on which rests the validity or effect of something else. Information that should be kept in mind when making a decision. A mode of being or form of existence of a person or thing. The human condition. An illness, disease, or other medical problem. A heart condition. Apply conditioner to in order to make smooth and shiny. I condition my hair after washing it. Establish a conditioned response. Put into a better state. He conditions old cars. Something unusual, perhaps worthy of collecting. A state in which you want to learn more about something. Something that causes feelings of wonder. The wonders of modern science. Have a wish or desire to know something. He wondered who had built this beautiful church. Be amazed at. The feeling aroused by something strange and surprising. A state in which you want to learn more about something. Place in doubt or express doubtful speculation. I wonder whether this was the right thing to do. The process of bringing ideas or events together in memory or imagination. Shifting from one form of transportation to another. The plane was late and he missed his connection in Atlanta. A relation between things or events, as in the case of one causing the other or sharing features with it. There was a connection between eating that pickle and having that nightmare. An instrumentality that connects. He soldered the connection. The act of bringing two things into contact, especially for communication. There was a connection via the internet. The state of being connected. The connection between church and state is inescapable. A connecting shape. A supplier, especially of narcotics. Usually plural. A person who is influential and to whom you are connected in some way, as by family or friendship. He has powerful connections. A relation between things or events, as in the case of one causing the other or sharing features with it. The state of being connected. The process of bringing ideas or events together in memory or imagination. Shifting from one form of transportation to another. A relation between things or events, as in the case of one causing the other or sharing features with it. An instrumentality that connects. The act of bringing two things into contact, especially for communication. A connecting shape. Participation by all members of a group. The act of intervening, as to mediate a dispute, etc. A prayer to God on behalf of another person. The act or fact of interposing one thing between or among others. A policy of intervening in the affairs of other countries. Care provided to improve a situation, especially medical procedures or applications that are intended to relieve illness or injury. The act of intervening, as to mediate a dispute, etc. It occurs without human intervention. Law. A proceeding that permits a person to enter into a lawsuit already in progress. Admission of person not an original party to the suit so that person can protect some right or interest that is allegedly affected by the proceedings. The purpose of intervention is to prevent unnecessary duplication of lawsuits. A message that makes a pledge. The trait of sincere and steadfast fixity of purpose. A man of energy and commitment. The official act of consigning a person to confinement, as in a prison or mental hospital. The act of binding yourself, intellectually or emotionally, to a course of action. His long commitment to public service. An engagement by contract involving financial obligation. His business commitments took him to London. Be on the mind of. A commercial or industrial enterprise and the people who constitute it. A racially integrated business concern. Be relevant to. Something or someone that causes anxiety, a source of unhappiness. New York traffic is a constant concern. An anxious feeling. A feeling of sympathy for someone or something. She felt strong concern for those less fortunate. Something that interests you because it is important or affects you. The safety of the ship is the captain's concern. Overflowing with eager enjoyment or approval. A feeling of excitement. A lively interest. Enthusiasm for his program is growing. The relation of comprising something. He admired the inclusion of so many ideas in such a short work. Any small intracellular body found within another, characteristic of certain diseases. An inclusion in the cytoplasm of the cell. The act of including. The state of being included. The relation of comprising something. An ability to understand the meaning or importance of something, or the knowledge acquired as a result. How you can do that is beyond my comprehension. A logical relation between propositions P and Q of the form, if P then Q, if P is true then Q cannot be false. A meaning that is not expressly stated but can be inferred. The expectation was spread both by word and by implication. Something that is inferred, deduced or entailed or implied. His resignation had political implications. An accusation that brings into intimate and usually incriminating connection. A relation implicated by virtue of involvement or close connection, especially an incriminating involvement. He was suspected of implication in several robberies.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.